Hey there guys, Reckoning here, and welcome back to Let's Read Katawa Shoujo. In the last episode, we picked up some art supplies for Ren and met the art teacher, Namiya. Sure, he won't be a character later on in the story, considering we go towards Ren arc with the art club and whatnot. He's not going to be a major character that's going to turn out to be a dick. Nah. Anyway, maybe a club will be different than an obligatory class. Who knows? I tried to come up with something meaningful to ask about, but to no avail. I'll just go to a club meeting and see how it goes. So we invited some people tomorrow just to check out your painting? He has a lot of art people friends. They like to talk about art. I think he wants me to talk about art with them. Somehow I get the feeling that you aren't too thrilled about it. Rin shrugs non-committedly, but it still gives an impression of a general displeasure at the idea of having to discuss a painting, or any painting, with other people. I don't really like talking about art. It's already a way to talk about it without talking, so why bother talking about it? I can understand that. It's like being bored and talking about being bored because you're bored. I'm not following you. If you ever talked about being bored, it's pointless and not very exciting. All I can really say about it is, I'm so bored. I once spent a week trying to think of something meaningful to say about boredness. It was the most boring week I ever had. But that's pretty fitting, don't you think? Rin gives me a look, the laconic look that doesn't look like it means anything. The laconic kind that looks like it doesn't mean anything, but it does. Anyway, I don't know, I guess I just rarely can come up with something, with anything to say about art. I mean, like this one you're doing now, I have no idea what to think about it, except that it looks nice. What is this painting about? It's not about anything at all. That's what I'd like to say. So I did. That was a small lie. I said it anyway because I would kind of like it to be true. The teacher wanted me to do this, but I didn't have any ideas. Tried to have some, but nothing happened. So now this is a painting without any ideas. But what are you painting then? No idea. Come to think of it, I think I'll call this no idea. Ah, now I started thinking again. That's bad. She shakes her head vigorously for a while, trying to shake thinking out of her head. That amber red hair flies wildly around. I wouldn't define that as amber red. And I have my reasons for saying that. One, because it doesn't look amber red to me. And I won't state the second one. And I should not let that annoy me. This is why I had Emmy help me. She makes it easy to not think about anything. You know how she just talks about nothing for hours. It's like her head is made of bubblegum foam bath jelly. You're kind of the same, but not really. It's very helpful if you stay here. I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not. It's probably neither, with Rin being the overtly neutral person she is. So is there any specific thing you'd like me to do to make you not think? Just be. Without knowing what I should do, I just sit in an empty box to watch her continue with her painting, idly leafing the pages of the beer-drinking book. Ren has a serene expression on her face, her dark green eyes hiding what she might think behind them. No wait, she's supposedly not thinking anything, right? She quietly hums to a tune, interrupting every now and then with polite requests for more paint or another kind of brush. Her concentration is admirable, even though she seems to be sleep-deprived and under pressure to finish the job. Inch by inch, the painting gains more form, details being added on top of details, colors entwining with each other, filling the empty spaces drawing on top of each other. I find myself thinking about inspiration and motivation to create art again. Where does one get ideas? They don't come out of nowhere, and I don't think there are muses that magically inject some inspiration in your head. Ideas have an origin and a purpose. The more I think about it, the more I'm convinced that Rin is lying about her mural, or at least twisting the truth. Maybe she doesn't even realize it herself. You can't do anything creative without having an idea of what you are going to create. That would go against the definition. Every stroke must be decided to be drawn. Even if it's at random, then that too is a conscious decision. So her painting, even this one, must be based on having some deliberate goal or idea of what to paint. If Rin's idea is to have no idea, as she said, does that count as having an idea? A logical paradox? That seems to be Rin's modus operandi for most normal interactions, so it wouldn't surprise me if she hadn't even noticed this herself. Wonder if I should bring it up, but I'm not sure I want to engage in an argument about logic with this girl. One of us would probably end up short-circuiting fairly quickly, so I discard the thought. Rin is squirming and shuffling restlessly. Even her usual blank visage breaks occasionally into pretty difficult-looking expressions, the kind that one doesn't just come up with accidentally. Everything alright? Yes. No. My back started hurting again. This painting is too big after all, and it's hard to paint in this position. Want to take a break? After I finish this part. Of course, she doesn't take a break, and I don't bring it up again because that would be completely and utterly pointless. Ren continues her work and I stay with her. I like to watch her paint, and I'm going to be a member of the same club she's in now. When she declares the mural to be finished, it's already so dark that I have no idea how she can tell. There's no celebration, no general sense of a job well done, just a coward and laconic, I'm done, then we both go to sleep. Seems it might be day for the festival, and we know that what that means. There's going to be more Kenji very soon. And I know everybody loves Kenji. It's like everybody loves Raymond, but better because it's Kenji. And it is pretty much the opposite of everybody hates Chris, because everybody loves Kenji. And if you don't, you're wrong. The next day, I wake up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Sleeping late is fine since it's Sunday and there are no classes. Not just a Sunday though, but the festival as well. From my window I can already see some people at the soba booth slinging noodles onto plates for people with a craving for low quality food. I throw back a handful of my morning meds and ponder how to spend the day. There will be a few exams in the coming week, but I don't consider those as ominous as others, so I'm not as worried about them as I probably should be. Though you have to wonder, like, in a normal school, I should probably choose my words carefully when I'm talking. When you think of a school, when you think of a middle school or a high school or any really kind of generic school, that's a better way to think about it, generic school, people are worried about exams like the month before they happen, even though they had the entire year to learn the stuff and, you know, get acquainted with everything. Where Hasao's only been at Yamaku for not even a week at this point. And he knows that there are going to be exams within the next week, and he's not worried about them. That seems odd. And then again, he's not an idiot. So that might have something to do with it. And in case you can't pick up from that, I don't like people. Because 9 times out of 10, at least in the cases of the school I went to, they were all morons. So I don't like people. I don't. And they don't like me, so I guess it works out. Anyway, with no urgent obligations regarding education, I should be free to spend the day at the festival as I like. Finishing my morning routine, I exit into the hallway, intending to go out and find something to eat. Passing by his door, I decide to see what Kenji's up to today, out of impulse. I'm curious if he has any plans, since everyone's doing something. Then again, I can picture him having built a soundproof shelter in his room, or possibly something like a fort, complete with no girls allowed sign, and with the girls crossed out, and Buddy rule truthfully scrawled underneath it. Knocking on his door, which is luckily devoid of any kind of sign, I hear again the unsettling clicking of at least 10 locks being pulled back. The door opens up a crack. Who is it? You're supposed to ask that before you open the door. Oh, it's you. Damn, it's early. It's not really that early. What is it, man? Nothing, was just gonna ask what you're gonna do today. Half the school's out there already. Out where? Why? What? What? Is today special? Why are they there? Who are? I can hear them. It's loud. Don't tell me. Has the invasion begun? He suddenly looks more alarmed. What day is it, man? Yeah, I guess you can't see the big wooden booths outside and people selling stuff. What the hell are you talking about? I have my curtains closed at all times to thwart the snipers. It's the festival. You know that, right? Oh shit, that's today? Damn it! Can't believe I forgot. I don't have my fort finished yet. This is bad. This is going to be a very bad day. It's good you told me this, man. This is going to be a bad day. Why? Oh man, they're going to be everywhere. The people outside my window. Socializing! Kenji rubs his temples nervously, suddenly looking very ill. It's going to be loud as hell. Damn, when I was going to go out today, but now it's ruined. Everything's ruined. This is awful. This sucks. This sucks! What the hell? This really sucks. I can't go anywhere now. There's nowhere to run. Kenji seems nervous. You could even say he's majorly freaking out. I can't believe this. So that's what today was. Damn it, I couldn't even prepare for it. couldn't even brace myself, and now it's here and I can't do anything. You should have told me this earlier, dude. I mean, at least I know, but I could have known earlier. Imagine what I could have accomplished. Sorry, I thought you knew. So I guess you're not going to do anything today? The weather's even good. Yesterday was really windy, so I thought today would be cold. It's not, though, so there's no reason to just stay inside. Yeah, you should check the festival out. Kenji groans and covers his face with his hands. No, I can't do it. They'll eat me alive out there. I know it. That has to be a joke, but he said it with such a straight face. Relatively straight. What are you going to do? You should hang out in here, and you can help me build my fort. We might even still make it if we work together. Well, I joined the art club, so I guess I'll go with them. You did what? I joined the art club. Man, that was a bad move. Really bad. You don't know what kind of girls there are in the art club. Troubled, angsty cuties who tear your heart out and eat it raw. Well, I know one art club member, and I don't really see Ren suddenly becoming a psychotic murderer. That seems unlikely. Don't say that. Don't fool yourself. You have no idea what you're dealing with here, man. You're the worst kind. They drag you in with all this fancy-pantsy shit, and when you least expect it, BAM! Bam what? Kenji seems slightly phased at my skepticism, but not any less loony. Doesn't matter. Tread carefully, man. Tread carefully. He fingers his scarf nervously, faster and faster, like he's trying to start a delicious fire, then slowly begins to calm down once the panic attack finishes running its course. I'm going to have to find some place to hide in, a safe haven, then knock the lights out of myself so I don't have to experience this horrible day. I have a perfect thing for that. I must prepare now. Don't go to the festival. Okay. Later, dude. The door slowly closes with a low creak, and I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said. The happy hubbub of the crowd greets me as I push myself through the main door and step outside. The school grounds were transformed into festival grounds over yesterday and this morning. Colorful stands line the main walkways from the main entrance to the school building. Some people are still carrying stuff to and fro, but behind most counters are relaxed students who look like they're good to go. Most of the other students have been up early and finished the preparations. A feeling of guilt passes through me, but it soon goes away. I'm just a lowly transfer student, after all. Some visitors are already strolling around the grounds. There are some young families with perturbed parents trying to keep up their over-enthusiastic offspring. A few students of our own accompanied by their parents, and a lot of old and young people who are here for no reason I can imagine. The carillon bursts into life and the principal's squeaky voice announces the opening of the festival over the PA system. Everyone applauds politely, if been unenthusiastically. A school festival. We didn't really have festivals in my old high school. It feels kind of old-fashioned, especially considering the school I came from, but it's still somewhat exciting. A day off feels sweet after the first week of hard work, despite me lying in the hospital bed for 4 months prior to this. I recall even wishing that I could go to math lessons during my stint at the hospital. I can't remember the program for the festival, even though Muto went through it during class just the other day. I step off the dorm steps, intending to take a tour around the grounds to see all the other stuff set up, but I only make it to the bottom of the stairs. A few people are studying Ren's mural on the wall, while the artist herself is lounging on the sidelines, leaning against the wall and looking extremely bored and mildly under the weather. Good morning. Hello. How's it going? Nowhere. I'm stuck. What do you mean stuck? I mean, I can't walk stuck. I think my legs are out of order because of yesterday. Does it hurt? It's hard to say. Maybe. The strain of working on the mural was greater than she let me know. I thought it was just a bit of tired muscles or something. I mean to ask something further, but Ren swiftly moves on to another topic. Teacher's friends came by. Then they headed into town for lunch and asked me to go. The good thing my legs hurt so much. You're stuck sitting here? That's not good. I'll just wait till I can walk again. It should be either sooner or later if you think about it for a while. Teacher was happy that I finished the mural. You should be. But I wonder if it's finished after all. Oh? I thought yesterday that I'd done everything, but now I'm not sure anymore. I should paint more details, maybe, properly. It's very hard to decide. Finished or not, the mural looks great in broad daylight. Various human body parts, repeated over and over in a wildly mutating, mostly disfigured variety, are the main element. They are rough-looking, as though thoughtlessly placed and rudimentarily planted, but a great deal of thought and care has gone into each and every one of them. Does this one have a frog growing out of its head? It's a goldfish. What's that? It's nothing. I sure hope I don't get banned for this! Anyway, The wall is so wide I have to turn my neck from side to side to see the entire painting. It's hard to consider it as a single piece. The elements don't seem to fit together, but I guess they do create some kind of whole. Abstract as it is, I have no idea what it's supposed to be portraying, but it looks nice. That's enough for me. I settle myself next to Ren, leaning against the wall like she does. The happy noises of the festival are becoming louder as more and more folks enter the grounds. The dorms are far from the main attractions of the main building, and the stands around the courtyard, so most visitors have not found their way here yet. A somewhat bored expression settles on Ren's face, making her look detached from everything that's going on around her. She's being awfully quiet. I wonder if she's in pain. So what do the art people say about your mural? My question wakes Ren from her daydreaming. She lazily turns her face toward me. Not sure. Think they liked it? Maybe they did. What about you? You happy with the mural? Because I kind of participated. It'd be terrible if you weren't happy. Ren tilts her head, biting her lower lip. I think it came out decently. It's not bad, but it's not good either. Just is. Guess I'm alright being empty-minded. Can I ask something else? What does the painting really portray? I thought about it yesterday when you said that it doesn't portray anything. That's a logical fallacy, isn't it? You can't make something out of nothing, not even art. Ren frowns and turns her head back toward the clouds. I don't know. Not really good at explaining things. Just a mural. There's nothing special to it. Said it already. She sounds annoyed at my inquiries. I didn't know what I'd paint, so I just decided to paint just a mural. It's a mural that portrays a mural. No, wait. I just thought of a better way to say it. It portrays itself. So, its muralness is at its maximum, at least as far as I can do. So if you think it has some meaning, I think it's the same as this one has. That makes no sense. Meaning, I feel the corners of my mouth turning upward into a smile that's just a tiny bit bothered. Do not pay attention to this. Do not ban me for that. I've never understood art in the deepest meaning of the word. I get the basics, how art's supposed to be only a means for exchanging ideas and thoughts. Crap, we're going back again. However, I never learned how I should interpret a piece of art to somehow divine what the artist intends to say through it. I know it's not any special skill, but somehow my brain never can connect art with anything else than what I see. All I see is a mural. I can admire the technical skill. After all, even I know the difference between bad art and mediocre art and good art. That's as far as I can go, so don't ask me about meanings, Ren. Her reply sure made me reluctant to ask her about it any further either. So what are you doing when you get on your feet? Nothing. Nothing. There's the festival. Don't you want to go have some fun? I'm fine like this. You don't like socializing much, do you? I think I'm arguing more for her than for myself at this point. It's not that I'm particularly thrilled about the festival either. Just a bit curious to see what it's like, and that's about it. Her answer is unsurprising. No, I don't. I guess me neither in the end. You should go if you want to. I know, but I can keep you company. I'm not used to all this yet, so it's okay to just take it easy. I can leave, though, if you want to be alone. I like it if you were here. We circle around each other with words, but eventually end up somewhere. Her saying that makes me feel oddly happy, so I stay. Her presence is something I like too. The odd, warm aura of serenity that she seems to emanate makes it comfortable to be silent. I really like that. We watch people walk by, the two of us silent, everyone else chattering happily among themselves. Students are leading their families to the dorms to share their rooms. They pass us in the mural, maybe glance at it once or twice. I pay less attention to them and more to my companion trying to figure my way past her cryptic, unreadable wall of a face. Ren's eyes flicker restlessly from one person to another as they walk by. Is she waiting for people to stop at the mural, maybe secretly hoping someone would comment on it? I don't think anyone would assume she was the artist. We're just sitting here like a pair of hobos after all. She doesn't even have hands. I wonder if it's even in Ren's style to fish for compliments. She seems so aloof. More people walk by, some of them pointing their fingers at the mural, exchanging words that I can't make out. Someone drops a snow cone in his toe, or shoe. Too bad for him. Everyone seems to like it. I suggested tentatively, throwing a topic in the stale summer air separating us. Ren doesn't answer right away, but by now I'm mostly used to her occasional slowness when she must talk. It's like she takes great care picking her words, which is really unbelievable when you consider the jumble that comes out of her mouth. I wanted to make it so you can just look at it without thinking, then I realized that it doesn't make any sense, so it becomes a mix of this and that. From far away, it looks like someone vomited a herd of butterflies on the wall, which is exactly what that obnoxious president person didn't want. Is that word that? What word? That. What is the word for more than one butterfly? Butterflies? No, like a herd or a school or a heap. Oh, I don't know. A flock, maybe? Maybe people like butterfly vomit. Ren looked at the mural, looking unsurprisingly unhappy. The middle could be better. Usually I like in-betweens, but this one is a pain in my butt. Not literally, of course. Then again, I did get that too. Guess it was literally after all. Don't be so critical of yourself. She looks at me funnily, but shuts up. At this point, I start thinking if I should really leave and do something more constructive with my Sunday. This is the pinnacle of social failure. A whole free day, a festival right outside my doorstep. And what do? Sit here with Ren, two bystanders with nothing to do except to think what a pity it is to be just a bystander. Even realizing how pitiful it is, I don't do anything. I don't stand up and take off for a day of fun. Ren is shuffling about restlessly, constantly swinging one leg over the other knee and then back again. She has a very irritated look on her face. Is something wrong? Yes. No. Yes. She suddenly hopped up on her feet. It's surprising. I thought she was still rendered immobile, but apparently that's not the case. I have to go find Emmy or someone. I need help with something. I can help you. No, it's okay. One of us has to stay here in case something happens. Don't be ridiculous. Nothing even remotely interesting has happened since I came here, except that one guy who dropped a snow cone on his foot. Let me help you, since I'm bored. So what is it? Ren's lips flatten tightly against each other into an almost perfectly horizontal line. She closes her eyes and draws in a deep breath. When she opens her eyelids, the frighteningly stern look in her dark eyes takes me aback. Miss Sal, you might not want to hear this, and maybe you do. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. And even if you would, you are not leaving me any choice. Having my period, and I need some help regarding that. However, I don't feel that our relationship is yet on a level where I can allow you to pull my underwear down in the girls' toilet, even if you offer to. That's why you should stay here while I go and look for Emmy. As blood rushes to my cheeks like the rising tide, my brains try to desperately search for an answer. The only thing I can think of is how that was the most coherent thing I've heard coming out of Ren's mouth during these 4 days I've known her. Yes. Not wanting to meet Ren's eyes, I turn my face aside, pretending I'm looking at someone's parents. From the corner of my eye, I see Ren turning on her heel and walking off without further ado. I feel like going to hide under some rock. Wonder how long Ren will be gone, or if she will return at all. She does return eventually, appearing seemingly out of nowhere and sitting back to where she was, next to my place. I'm back. She says it flatly, like my blunder never happened. I'd prefer to forget the whole matter as well, so I keep quiet. Time passes in standstill. The sun gleams from high above the main building. It hits me directly in the eyes, but I just squint instead of moving. In a bit, it becomes painful to keep my eyes open just a little, and my temples start aching. My head hurts. I think this day gave me a headache. Can you believe it? Are you hungry? How is that related to headache? It's not. I ask because I am. Her oblivious seriousness melts my irritation with its ridiculousness, and I find the corners of my mouth turning slightly upwards again. You know what? So am I. I'll go get some food for us. What do you want? My treat. Doesn't matter. Returning with the food, I give one portion to Ren, taking the other for myself, and we dig in without a word. Ren looks upward, forking out of the corner of her mouth. What are clouds? I always thought they were thoughts of the sky or something like that, because you can't touch them. You thought like that when you were a kid? No, last week. Maybe because sometimes my thoughts feel like clouds, fluffy and white and slow. Like the sky was in my mind, like my mind was the sky. The sky of your mind? Close your eyes and think of sky. You won't be able to think of anything else until you stop. I try it. It works. Magic? Opening my eyes, I see Ren studying with her eyes. It feels uncomfortable because she doesn't say anything. I turn away. Clouds are water. Evaporated water. You know they say that almost all the water in the world will at some point of its existence be part of a cloud. Every drop of tears and blood and sweat that comes out of you, it'll be a cloud. All the water inside your body, too. It goes up there sometime after you die. Might take a while, though. Your explanation is better than any of mine. Because it's true. That must be it. I carry on eating the food before it gets cold. The wall offers a bit of blessed shade as the sun revolves around the dome of the sky. But the afternoon is already slowly making way for the evening, so our lunch becomes more of a dinner, or whatever the word for an irregular meal like this is. Despite what I decide to call it, it certainly hits the spot. I haven't eaten a bit since forever. My appetite filled, I let out a satisfied sigh. Ren hasn't eaten all of hers, but she seems to be done with the food as well. I lean back, taking in the atmosphere. The crowd has thinned already, but the activities are still going. Everyone seems to be enjoying themselves. And why not? It's warm, the perfect kind of summer day when it's not hot, but it's not too hot for comfort. The sun will set soon. Time has really flown by. We've been sitting here for 6 hours. Yes, we have. You want to do something else now? No, not really. Me neither. She adjusts her position and leans against the wall, and I follow her lead, relaxing my own body. For minutes on end, we sit there without saying a word. I tried to feel Ren's mood from her demeanor, the tension in her muscles, the tiny expressions fleeting on her face. It's no use. She's unreadable as always. The crowd swells to and fro, people happily chattering with each other. Very few people pay real attention to the mural, and even less to us. I fiddle with a few odd pebbles absent-mindedly. The actor is doing something just for the sake of doing something, the pinnacle of idleness. Inch by inch, the sun creeps lower and lower toward the tree line, changing the color of the sky close to the horizon, from golden yellow to orange and red as the moment of sunset draws near. I feel like my stomach is filled with lead after eating so heavily, but the brick wall feels surprisingly comfortable against my back. I try to fight against the drowsy feeling that is overcoming me, but to no avail. I'll wake up with a start. A low boom reverberates through the school grounds. After images of bright sparks flash through my vision like stars. Something rises toward the skies from the direction of the sports field. A tail of fire trails behind it with a burst of red and yellow flame. Until a burst of red and yellow flame lights the sky high above the school with another loud boom. Fireworks. A sudden flash of light against the canvas of the night sky wakens me to realize that it's actually dark already. How long did I sleep? I feel groggy and can't feel my right arm. As I attempt to flex it, I realize why. Ren is leaning heavily against my shoulder, almost falling in my lap. She's fast asleep, not even fazed by the fireworks. Her mouth is slightly open and her eyes are peacefully closed, a sleeping, childlike face of the innocent. I shake Ren gently with my free arm, trying to wake her up, or failing to move her so my other arm is liberated from its pinch. Ren's face twitches and her eyelids shut tighter, as if to resist waking up. She gradually opens her eyes, but keeps them half closed, letting the light from the fireworks sneak just past her eyelashes to the green. Her green irises mirror the bright flashes of the explosions, then looks at me and frowns. Just a while longer, okay? Ren's voice is drowsy and slow, leaving her almost unintelligibly muttered words hanging lazily in the air. It seems she's not entirely aware of the situation. Ren's head drops back on my shoulder as she leans against me with all her weight. She snuggles against my side, trying to make herself comfortable, making me feel very uncomfortable at the same time. I become intensely, almost painfully aware of Ren's warm body and the deep, peaceful movement of her chest against my arm, her breathing soon returning to the even rhythm. I can't help admiring her gift for sleeping, or the ease of mind of hers to use someone she has known for less than a week as a pillow. The rockets rise up in the sky one at a time, breaking into flowers of red, green, and gold. Wait, red, gold, and green? That reminds me of a song. Anyway, breaking into flowers of red, green, and gold, accompanied by the oohs and ahs of the audience. I try to push Ren's disconcerting proximity out of my mind, for what can I do about it? I just hope her short while really is that. One by one, the glittering bursts are born and die in the blink of an eye, coloring the dark night sky into a constantly changing abstract painting. I listen to the low booms of the explosion and Ren's quiet breathing, trying to clear my own head as opposed to awakening disorientation. Thankfully, just a while longer really proves to be just a while, as Ren stirs from her slumber and wakes up again before the fireworks are over. I fell asleep. She finally opens her eyes completely and blinks a few times. You fell asleep on top of me. Twice. You didn't like it? Well... Despite the inconclusive stammering, Ren sits upright, drawing herself away from me. Well, you are heavy. It's a lie. She weighs next to nothing. I have to get a jab back at her, even if it's under the belt. My mock protest fails to draw any reaction as Ren's attention draws upward to the flashes of the fireworks. She seems hypnotized by the colorful play of the explosions. A slight tingling sensation goes up and down in my arm as blood starts to circulate again. It's unpleasant, but it helps me get rid of this dizzy feeling. More and more rockets rise up to the sky, the bright colors of their explosions reflected from the clouds. Both of us stare at the fireworks fixedly through the canopy of the trees, enthralled by the show. We would get a vastly better view of the sky if we moved a couple of yards, but neither of us bothers to even suggest it. I really do like fireworks, even though looking at them makes me feel kind of sad, I think. It's like they want you to look at them so bad so they're loud and bright, but when someone looks they're already gone. It's like they're not even real. They are real, I can tell you that. All of this is real, you know? Think about it, nothing really lasts for long. Even something like my life or yours is just a blink of an eye in the history of everything. Like one of those rockets. Poof, and we're gone. But we're here, aren't we? Yeah, this is reality. Ren sitting next to me, the loud bangs of the fireworks, the vast, unlimited sky. These things are definitely real, even though they won't stay here forever. I feel warm inside, and I wonder if it's because Ren is so close to me, or just the feeling of being alive. I don't really know what I should say next. It's alright, maybe I'm just talking to myself. But you know, fireworks are pretty. But in the end, isn't it somehow silly to spend so much money on a fraction of a second worth of pretty sparkles? Ren rips her gaze off the still ongoing spectacle and leans backward, looking at me with her repulsed face. Wow, I never expected you to be such a cynic. Cynic is a pretty harsh word. Rather than that, I think of myself as a realist. Isn't a realist just the word for what a cynic calls himself? She's right on the money, god damn. The final rocket goes out with a bang of silver and blue, leaving the grounds eerily silent for a moment until the crowd starts moving toward the main gate like a cattle herd. Wisps of gray smoke drift toward the dorms from the sports field. The pungent, sulphurous smell of gunpowder carries along, feels like it sticks to my hair and clothes. Was that it? I think so. I stand up and stretch my sore back. Sleeping against the brick wall wasn't such a good idea after all. Ren stands up as well and turns to face me with an expectant gaze on her tired features. Although she seems to have trouble focusing her eyes, she's looking straight at me, something I feel has not occurred too often in the past week. So... I suddenly realize we've almost been on a date here, as if by accident, even if we did nothing. But it wasn't. So why blood is rushing to my cheek? So why blood is rushing to my cheeks and my speech stammering? I don't know what I should say, especially since it seems Ren is waiting for me to say something, but luckily she solves my problem for me. Good night, Hassel. She gives me one more lingering look, measuring me from tip to toe, turns around on her heel and skips off, disappearing into the crowd. Okay. Good night. I love standing there, giving my response to the cooling night air. Sigh. The festival turned out to be nothing like I expected. I ended up spending all day in one spot with Ren, even though neither of us agreed on nor suggested that we do anything. I just didn't have anything better to do, and evidently, neither did she. Ren's warmth lingers for a while longer in my body before disappearing into the falling sky. Or night. I'll see you guys in the next episode.